Now let's take these NCERT questions, and we should keep in mind that these NCERT questions are important. In fact, I'll be taking with every topic number of numericals, like I have taken 10 examples. These examples are extremely important and the best questions that are framed on the topic. But we cannot leave NCERT questions. Once you will be doing there are very few questions, but they are very important. And whenever you will be doing these NCERT questions, you will find them quite easy for you because you have done so much of practice already. So coming to this first question of NCERT, which says, it's fill in the blank, the volume of a cube of side 1 centimeter is equal to how many meter cube? So first part is, there is a cube whose volume, whose each side is 1 centimeter. So it has a volume 1 centimeter cube. Question is, how many meter cube? So what is its numerical value in meter cube? So I will say 1 centimeter cube is equal to how many meter cube? So to find how many meter cube, it is centimeter divided by meter cube. So it is 1 centimeter divided by 10 to the power 2 centimeter to the power 3. So this numerical value comes out to be 10 to the power minus 2 into 3. So this numerical value is 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube. So it is 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube. This is the volume in meter cube. Coming to question number 2, it's an interesting question. The surface area of a solid cylinder. So think of a solid cylinder. It's a solid cylinder. It has a radius maybe r and it has a height h. The surface area of a solid cylinder. So when I say surface area, it includes two parts. One is this pi r square plus pi r square, 2 pi r square. This is the surface area of two sides. And then this, if you make it flat, then 2 pi r into h. So the other part of its area will be 2 pi r h. So if we say what is the total surface area, it comes out to be 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. So it is 2 pi r into r plus h. Now question is, that surface area 2 pi r into r plus h of a solid cylinder, in centimeter it can be calculated. Radius 2 centimeter, so 2 pi r into 2 centimeter into, and height is 10 centimeter, so 12 centimeter, r plus h. You want to find its value in millimeter square. So we'll say n1 u1 is equal to n2 u2. Numeric value in centimeter is 2 pi into 24 centimeter square, 12 into 2 centimeter square. How much is numeric value in millimeter square? So how much is in its numeric value in millimeter square? So we'll say n2 is 24 into 2 pi into centimeter divided by millimeter square. So it comes out to be 48 pi, and 1 centimeter divided by 1 millimeter is 10 to the power minus 1 centimeter square. So you will have a numeric value which is 15072 millimeter square, 10 to the power 2. It will become, so it will be 48 pi into 10 to the power 2. For value of pi 3.14, so we get 157.2. 15,072 millimeters square. So that's how we can calculate the surface area. Let's come to third part. A vehicle is moving with 18 km per hour, covers how many meter in 1 second? So speed is given 18 km per hour. Question is, how many meter in 1 second? Distance is velocity into time. With this velocity of 18 kilometer, I can say 10 to the power 3 meter. And for 1 hour, I can say 3600 seconds. Into 1 second, we'll get distance covered in 1 second. And it comes out to be 5 meter. Similarly, we have a question number, the fourth part of this fill in the blank. The relative density of lead is 11.3. It means we know relative density is what? Density of object or body divided by density of water. This is how we calculate relative density of any material. Question says relative density of lead is 11.3. Its density in gram per centimeter cube or kilogram per meter cube. So I can say density of lead will be relative density into density of water. Now relative density is 11.3. I want its density in gram per centimeter cube. In gram per centimeter cube, the density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. So this will give you 11.3 gram per centimeter cube is the density of lead. And in kilogram per meter cube, the density of water is 10 to the power 3 kilogram per meter cube. So density of lead in gram per centimeter cube is 11.3 and in kilogram per meter cube will be, and we can say 11,300 kilogram per meter cube. This will give you the density of water in density of lead in kilogram per meter in MKS, and this is in CGS. This is in MKS. So that's how is question number 1 of NCERT. Now question number 2 of NCERT again has 4 parts. Let's have a look at all these 4. Question number 2, first part. You need to have an equivalent value from one system of unit into another. So it is 1 kilogram meter square per second square. Question is how many gram centimeter square per second square. So I'll say 1n is 1 kilogram divided by 1 gram, meter square, meter divided by centimeter square, and second divided by second to the power minus 2. So this numerical value in this new system is 10 to the power 3 gram divided by gram, 10 to the power 2 centimeter divided by centimeter square, and this is 1 to the power minus 2. So this numerical value is 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power 4, so 10 to the power 7 in the new system. So in this new system, the value is 10 to the power 7 gram per centimeter square per second square. Simple question. Similarly, second question. 1 meter is equal to how many light years? So we know 1 meter and we want to know the value of n, and how much is 1 light year? 1 light year is 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. So this numerical value n comes out to be 1 meter divided by 9.46 10 to the power 15 meter, and we will have it 1.053 10 to the power minus 16 light years. Now similarly, part 3 and part 4. Question number 2, part 3. You have a value 3 meter per second square and question is how many kilometers per hour square. Simple. So say it is n. It becomes 3 meter per second square and this is r square. So the value of n will be 3 meter divided by 10 to the power 3 meter. 1 kilometer is 10 to the power 3 meter. This is second divided by r, 3600 second to the power minus 2. So that's how we can calculate this numerical value, and this is 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 and then 3600 to the power minus 1 to the power minus 2, so 3600 square. So this numerical value comes out to be 3.9 into 10 to the power 4 kilometer per hour square. So the fourth part of this NCERT question, second, it talks about universal gravitational constant, which has a value 6.67 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram minus 2, like that. We want to have its equivalent value in centimeter cube per second square gram minus 1, like that in CGS. How can we obtain this? So we can realize that 1 Newton, which is actually force, which is mass into acceleration, will have a unit in SI, kilogram meter per second square. If we put it here, the unit of universal gravitational constant in SI is 6.67 10 to the power minus 11. And there it is meter cube per second square into kilogram minus 1. Now from this, question says what is its value in centimeter cube per second square gram minus 1 in CGS. So we can say yes, N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. It is 6.67 10 to the power minus 11 meter cube per second square kilogram minus 1. And what is its numerical value in centimeter cube per second minus 2 gram minus 1. Now to just compare 6.67 10 to the power minus 11 meter divided by centimeter cube, second divided by second minus 2, kilogram divided by gram minus 1. And this is 10 to the power 2 centimeter. This is 1 and this is 10 to the power 3 gram. So we'll have the value of n as 6.67 10 to the power minus 11 into 10 to the power 6 into 10 to the power minus 3. So it is 6.67 10 to the power minus 8. This is the numeric value in this new system, centimeter cube or CGS system. So this is question number 2, fourth part. Now coming to the next question, which is just a theoretical concept, and we started with this idea. In fact, explain the statement clearly. To call a dimensional quantity large or small is meaningless without specifying a standard for comparison. So we have started with this, the need of measurement. If we cannot compare, for a measurement would be complete if we can express in quantity. If we can express a physical quantity in numbers, your knowledge is satisfactory. Otherwise, it is of meager kind. Same thing is here. If we can compare one physical quantity with a unit, then we are able to explain well. Otherwise, by just saying very small or very large and without comparing, it doesn't make any sense. So, to call a dimensional quantity large or small is meaningless without specifying a standard for a comparison. So, we have to always choose a standard unit, and then we can compare a physical quantity with the standard of the measurement for that. Then only its explanation is complete. Second part, in view of this, reframe the following statement. Atoms are very small object. So if I have to explain that atoms are very small object, then and how will I explain, how will I compare, with what can I compare? So answer could be, the size of an atom is much smaller than even the sharp pin of a pen or sharp tip of a pin, ball pin. So take the sharpest tip of a pin and the size of the atom even would be smaller than that. Second, a jet plane moves with great speed. Now, just by saying a jet plane is moving at great speed, I don't have an idea. But if I compare the speed of a jet plane with the fastest train on earth, I can say yes, it has a much larger speed, much higher speed than even the fastest train on earth. The mass of Jupiter is very large. It doesn't give any idea, because the mass of Sun is even more than Jupiter. So we can say mass of Jupiter is very large as compared to mass of Earth. Similarly, the air inside the room contains a large number of molecules. So air inside the room has large number of molecules. Let's compare how it doesn't give a clear idea. But if I say air inside the room contains more number of molecules than 1 mole of air, it gives some idea that how can you describe the number of molecules in the room. Because 1 mole of air has 6.023 10 to the power 23 molecule. So air inside the room may be having 100 moles or 2000 mole or many thousand moles. So you can say yes, it has got that many big number of molecules. A proton is much massive than an electron. So here there is a comparison. A proton is massive than electron. It's a complete statement. You are comparing here. The speed of sound is much smaller than speed of light. We know the speed of light, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. But when we are comparing the speed of sound with speed of light, yes, the comparison is okay. The statement seems to be correct. So the statement about the size would be complete if you are comparing it with something rather than just not comparing. So these are 3 NCERT questions on this topic I have taken, and now we can move to the next part of this chapter.